A few weeks back, we asked for your visions of the Riders Republic Year 2 Season Pass, and boy, did you come through. This week, we start sifting through your thoughts on the future of the game. Welcome back to the Riders Report.
Before we get started today, we want to recognize our existing YouTube members. A special thank you goes out to executive producers Bonecrusher 2D, Coach 34, and my mom, and our fans and Fans Plus.
If you'd like to become a member for as low as 99 cents a month and help support our channel, you can hit join below to learn more about perks like early access to the Riders Report, emojis and badges, a members-only video per month, sneak peeks, and more.
Ubisoft has announced Photo Mode, an in-game photography contest that spans all of their games. They're asking you to take your best picture in any Ubisoft title and submit it to their website, photomode-ubisoft.com. You can submit photos until October 16th, and then an expert panel of judges will be picking out the best photos. Now, if you are one of the lucky winners, you could be featured in a 4-day official Ubisoft physical exhibition in the heart of New York City,
wow,
as well as a dedicated digital gallery. If you're one of the top winners, you'll get flown out to the event, but they also have a ton of cool prizes, including gaming laptops and more. This also coincides with the free month of Ubisoft Plus. Until October 10th, you can join Ubisoft Plus for free and play almost all of their games. So this is the perfect time to jump into any of them, take a photo, and try and get yourself a ticket to New York.
Good luck.
We have also closed submissions for TFG Director Mode, our Riders Republic video edit competition. We have 8 submissions and we are now working on the judging. So we'll have more news on the date in the next few weeks, but boy, am I excited to see some of these edits.
All right, yeah, it is finally time we get into this Google form. Like we said, I think it was 2 or 3 weeks, or 3 or 4. I don't know. Since we went to Canada, it's been a blur. And since I bring that up just before we get started, we will be having an episode, or at least just an offshoot video, explaining our trip as Ubisoft star players up to Ubisoft Montreal for Ubisoft Forward 2022, or Ubi Forward 4 is what they were officially calling it. But we're going to have a little standalone video explaining what we did with our time up there and the videos and pictures that we took. That's going to be coming in the next couple of weeks. Anyway, it's been a blur since then. I don't know how long this form has been up, but it's here. We have 10 submissions, and those submissions are a little dense. They've covered 4 seasons, 4 questions each. So we're looking at like 16 entries per person. So that's just, what is that, 160 total entries that we're going to rifle through in the next 2 weeks?
It could be, yeah. And some people didn't do all 4 seasons, which is fine because that's a lot of work. I think the best way we'll tackle this is just go down each person's submission, go straight through everything they mention, and then we'll hit on some of the highlights of each. So we can do 5 this week, 5 next week, and see what crazy ideas people came up with.
Yes, and hopefully before we get started here, just as the example, here is what the year 1 season pass looked like. This is the graphic that came out before the beta. We knew what to expect in the game. And now we are in season 4, BMX. It's wrapping up. It's time to start it all over again. Turn that clock back, wipe the sheet, and start from square one. And we want to hear what your ideal season would look like. So starting out with Lucas Skip. We had season 1. You would name that Winter Wonderland. Makes sense. It would come out probably early 2023 in January, February or so. Maybe December. I don't know. But it would be winter time. So that tracks. Winter Wonderland's main focus would be the map development. I assume that means just more space, kind of beefing up what we already have. Maybe not a new segment of the map, but season 1, the funky sport would be Snowbike. Doesn't know if that's the right name, but the bike with the skis on the bottom. Is that the right name for it? Snowbike?
Sure. Snowbike.
Yeah, let's run with it. And finally, the other category would be better have a replay mode. I have a feeling we're going to see that one a lot.
I think so. And with the season 2 in this one, he went with Showdown number 2 to match Showdown from year 1. The main focus would be a new map for Showdown. So we would get a second arena finally, possibly a new vehicle, which goes along with his Funky, the new Showdown vehicle. And in the other section, he said climbing up and down rocks on foot, which I saw a lot of people want in this game. So that would be pretty cool. Hiker climbing up El Cap.
Oh, like actually like a climbing mode.
So that thing, at least to help moving around the map. So if you want to set up a spot, you climb up the rocks.
Okay. So I was going to say, yeah, it might not be El Cap, but it might be like getting back into Area 52 over the boulders, so you can walk that. Okay. Yeah. Side note, I think a DLC of climbing El Cap, or at least just like a side game of climbing El Cap, would be a blast. Season 3 for Lucas Skip would be titled Summer Skate. I like it already. That main focus would be a new sport, maybe something like mountain boarding, something that I myself have been asking for from day one. And then season 3's Funkies, it would be roller skates. Makes perfect sense, especially now that Ubisoft is pouring all of their time and effort into Roller Champions. They already have the metric. They already have the physics and the build for roller skates. This makes sense, Lucas. I think you're onto something. Finally, that other section would be replay mode, but for real this time. So, Lucas, I guess he's thinking that they're going to fake us out in season 1 next year, that we're going to get one. And then actually season 3, we're actually going to get it for real this time. So let's see how he wraps up his year.
Oh, the end of this year is
this
fantastic.
One's for you.
The season name for season 4 is just Zorb in all caps. The main focus, obviously, is Zorbing with a multiplayer mode where you have to bounce other Zorbs out of the arena like Beyblades.
Oh!
That's sick. I don't know if you saw the Ohio State mascot, by the way, this weekend. Get bounced. I'll try and put that in here. The Funky is also a Zorb, so I don't know if you get a separate sport or if it's just the Funky. And the other for season 4 is replay mode. Maybe if I guess it enough, I'll be right once.
I love it.
He's covering the spread. 3 of that 4. Showdown, season 2, they're not going to release replay mode. Any of the other, they could.
That's phenomenal. Yeah, do not release replay mode in the spring. Just don't do it. Trust us. Lucas is definitely onto something here. Zorbing and the Ohio State mascot just getting absolutely bodied by someone in a Zorb ball was incredible. This is the content we need. I really like Lucas's energy that he's bringing to the game. He's keeping it lighthearted. He's not going too deep into competition mode, keeping that arcadey kind of feel of just messing around with your buddies. I really like this. Mitch, you want to pick out your favorite season from Lucas's year pass?
Ooh,
season pass. Your
favorite season, I think, would be the summer skate, just because it brings 2 of the sports that people have talked about with the mountain boarding, the fat tire skateboard, and roller skates to kind of cruise up and down a lot of the streets that we have in the game, and obviously replay mode. But I think that just a lot of his entries have those sports that they asked about in the survey a while back.
Yes.
So that I feel like this one has some spots that have a decent chance of hitting.
Yeah. This one felt like a measured response. You always roll the dice whenever you throw out a form like this. People are either going to take it seriously or they're just going to clown on it. Lucas did his homework. He kept it cool, calm, collected, and gave us a viable season of Riders Republic. So I really do appreciate that. Thank you very much, Lucas. Let's see if we're lucky with this second entry from Mr. Man 123, hitting us with his season 1 Snow Time. I dig it. Season 1 main focus would be extra funkies. I don't know what that means. Maybe just like
more.
I don't know. Just more. I'm here for it.
Yeah.
And then season 1 funkies. Oh, I see. The main focus is extra funkies. The funkies that he would want to be incorporated in the game are skiing with a parachute like they had in Steep. I really, really enjoyed that, especially, and it makes sense now that Red Bull just shared that video of someone doing that in real life. It would make sense that they poured it into their new game. Makes sense. And then season 1, another clothing brand collab. I'm sure that's going to be happening. It would have to be someone huge like Burton or Hurley to make a season 1 pass. The sheet.
Yeah,
I dig that.
His season 2 is called No Time to Lose, with the main focus being a King of the Hill game mode or mountain boarding. So either one of the two. I can't remember. I'll have to think of how King of the Mode would work, or King of the Hill would work. The funkies he would bring is a kid's bike, just like a little Walmart bike with tassels and a little basket, even training wheels. That would be fun. A training wheels where you have to steer the front wheel and you can't actually lean into any of the turns.
Oh my gosh. And you get the little...
Yep. And other thing he would add is you can eat food and it gives you buffs. So maybe you could eat some Cliff Bars and it gives you extra sprint or something. I don't know.
Some GTA metrics in there.
Really opens up the sponsor opportunities.
For real. I mean, he mentioned Walmart bikes with tassels and a little basket with training wheels. I think a Walmart shopping cart would be fun too. just an Aldi shopping cart, whatever. Like, just send a shopping cart. It could have a motor on it. You could be able to steer it, or you don't. You just have to line it up and it goes straight. All right, we're on to something here. Mr. Man season 3 would be Can't Take the Heat. I really like these thematic titles. Like they are really, and they're going along with the seasons here. Can't Take the Heat. Main focus would be multiplayer. Love that. And the funkies that go along would be a hovering snowboard that can work anywhere. Of course. I mean, I think that's what we're going for with the mountain board. But I would assume that when you throw the mountain board into snow, it does not perform. The mountain board is for roads, it's for dirt, it's for warm months, and then the snowboard's going to be what you use for the snow. But he's now saying a snowboard or a hoverboard that can work anywhere. I really like that too.
That's sick.
That's very arcadey, but it's not out of the realm. We already have a bike with a jet engine. We have a wingsuit with a freaking 737 turbine on the one side of it. Finally, wrapping up season 3, we have director's mode. And by director's mode, I don't think he means another Tartiflet Games contest. I think he means a replay mode.
I think so. Yeah, we got to figure out what exactly to call that mode in the game. And in season 4, he wraps it up with one called Food Fight, where you get a food fight game mode, bikes with rotten food on the back to throw at people, and a race with those bikes as the other. I don't know where that came from, but it's
Nintendo has to have IP on bananas in a race, right?
Probably.
What does Crash use? Does Crash like oil?
I don't know what they use for those power-ups.
I'm here for this.
That could be interesting for mass races, though. I could see that,
Yeah.
Maybe a little bit more arcadey. Use some of the showdown bikes in the mass race.
Yeah. No, this was another fun one. I mean, cool, calculated, nothing out of the realm of possibility. I would love to hear what the King of the Hill game mode, or I'd love to speculate one episode on what a King of the Hill game mode would look like. Is that top tricks? Is that an actual fight where you are trying to maintain an area? That map would be massive. If it was King of the Hill on bikes and you had to claim an area and skate around there, we already kind of have that in Tricks Battle, it feels like, but maybe that would be like kind of the game mode. King of the Hill, your team has to maintain the hill. I don't know.
I've heard of it in some other games before, and I can't think of it right now. So we'll come up with something, or have him comment and then let us know what you're thinking of, so we can figure that out.
I really like that. Thank you to Lucas Skip. Thank you to Mr. Man. Now we move on to number 3 here. Gunny. What's up, Gunny? Hitting us with season 1 Street Shred. That's hard to say. Say that 3 times. Street Shred. Street Shred. Street Shred. We're going to go to the street to shred. We're sure. The main focus of Shred is BMX skate parks are coming. So skateboards would be an amazing add-on that could bring a lot of new players to the game. I agree. Skateboards make sense when you have BMX in those parks. That Vans park is, it's ready for it. Those season 1 funkies would include a longboard. Ooh, good shred in there. Or a rocket longboard. Okay. Could be a scooter. I'm so hesitant. I don't want to jump on the scooter whatever. Scooters are popular at skate parks now, and I don't like it. Dang it. And I'm waving my fist at them. I want to ride my roller skates at the park. Something called Street Sports to access. You'd press. Yeah, okay. I really dig this. Scooters, longboard, something with small wheels on it. I dig that. And then season 1 others would be dirt bike map editor, multiplayer mode where 12 players have to do a trick in one spot. So like playing a game of dirt or playing a game of slush. Yeah. Okay. Oh, and it's a voting system. This is a little more long-winded.
Mm-hmm.
I dig all of this.
That could be a fun, I don't want to get too much into it, but I'm thinking Fortnite fashion show where two people do a trick and then you have to pick who's the best and then they stay on stage and then you keep going like a quick battle thing. That's a whole nother thing we can talk about later.
Yeah.
Is season 2, he's calling it Spring Water, where he's going to bring in water sports with a new wheel with water sports. So now we have the OG sport wheel, the street sport wheel, and the water sport wheel. He's got kayaking, boat racing, cable skiing, etc. Boat funkies racing. And kayak funkies, and then multiplayer events that have to do with the water sports obviously have to add some water physics. So could maybe take them from the crew too. I think you can drive boats in that. Things are the best, but functional. The cable thing could be really cool. The cable wakeboarding, putting a water park in, especially in the desert and some of those open areas. Beautiful.
Yeah. And I think something like that, where it's a tow cable with a wakeboard, something that like you don't have total control of where you're going with the water sport, but like you have a set path that you do. I think that would be easier to implement and still give you that freedom of being out on the water. I really dig that. And it really does throw me out of the game whenever you touch the water and it just, boop, you're done. Let's start over. Let's do it again. Water sports, what we've been asking for. A lot of folks have been asking, especially on the surveys that they've released. Have you ever seen those hyper boats? They're about the size of my desk. They fit one person in there and they have a jet engine in them and they like go through a pond. Like they flood a dirt track and they're just those things are incredible. That would be so much fun as a game mode. Like a little RC car kind of race. Anyway, sorry. Season 3 for Gunny would be Sunny Vacation. That main focus would be a worldwide contest like the Fortnite Cup. Okay. And those season 3 funkies would be summer-related funkies. I'm here for that. And season 3 others, a lot of events that have to do with that big contest, like live weather, maybe avalanches, tornadoes, something that affects the gameplay while you're competing. So he is looking multiplayer to the max. He's looking for an all-out race to be number 1 throughout the world of Riders Republic here. It's a tall ask, but that would be pretty badass if it actually happened.
Yeah. And his final season he has is called Landscape Watch, where he wants new areas, twice a bigger map. So just doubling the map in season 4 here at the end of year 2. There it is. Twice the number of events, adding all of those at once. And then he is looking for the funkies of a rocket kayak.
That's what I was talking about.
Yep. Just there you go, rocket kayak. And needs 3 mass races, specifically 3 new mass races. But he did say, I maybe rushed all the other things in the other seasons, so this one's a little short.
Yeah.
No, other than doubling the size of the game and then got the rocket kayak, but I do like that too.
I really like the escalation of this season.
I think he realized that he got to season 4 and was like, this is a lot of work. I'm done.
Yep. I love it. Starts out with like, hey, we have skate parks that they've thrown into the game for BMX. Why don't we throw a skateboard in there to double the size of the map and give us twice as many challenges? Go do it now. Gunny, I love the ambition. Thank you so much for submitting. We're going to move on to now Flo B, our latest and greatest member. Thank you for joining the Nick and Mitch Members Club. Flo B, here we go. Season 1, Winterland. Right on. Main focus there, new map of the Himalayas, which has been untouched. We haven't seen the Himalayas from Steep into Riders Republic, so that'd be massive with really, really huge snowy mountains for some great new snow events. So Flo B looking to throw it back to like some Steep vibes, getting lost on some massive peaks out in the Himalayas, maybe licking some of that pink salt while they're at it. Those season 1 funkies would be kite skiing. I dig that. Kind of along the same lines of the paraski, but now we have a kite, so you're able to, same thing, use those wind patterns. And then multiplayer lobbies where you can invite up to 20 players to configure an event rotation, select what you want to run in a series, maybe even configure something like a little tournament. I really like that. Tournament integration in this game, local tournament integration would be wonderful.
Yeah. In season 2, he's going with springtime. And he's going to be adding in skateboarding and rollerblades. So we're getting a bit of a theme. Everyone's following that pattern too of like winter in season 1, like summer season 2. Yeah. And then he wants to add an improved creator mode with a better event editor so you can place the gates and select the size of the gates and put additional obstacles. So a bit more functionality whenever you're creating some of these challenges.
Well, and I like that the continuation there. Season 1, you're able to do your own tournaments. So it's giving the power to the players to build and curate how they want to digest this game. And then season 2, you're coming out with a better park editor, a better creative mode where you're able to build your own challenges for those tournaments that you're going to be hosting. Something like that. If those 2 seasons alone are included anywhere in Riders history, that's going to help us. That's going to help the Tartiflet games exponentially. We're going to be able to build our own, hey, go ride these 4 runs. We built them, or our community built them, and that's what we're doing for this competition. That's a great start for Flow B here. Season 3, Splash Republic. Here we go. It's time for late summer, the hot months. Jet skis and a new, not too big map with a lot of lakes and rivers. So again, hitting it hard with those water sports. Gotta love that. Those funkies would be looking like rocket water skis. No boat required, no tow rope required. Just plant it and send it. And then new mass races where on Switchgate, one Switchgate lets you ride a jet ski like in Wave Race. Cool. I'm
Beautiful.
here for it.
Yeah.
And that means then jet skis would be a part of the game. They would
absolutely.
flood one of those snowmobiles and huck it out there on the lake.
That leaves it open to a great funky where they just took a snowmobile and like built a boat bottom on it and just like converted the engine. Like
sled necks, baby.
Yep, built it. Season 4, he's going with Racing Rush. So a new race mode where every couple of seconds the last place gets eliminated until there's one left. That's the Battle Royale race mode. And that I've played that before. Those are always fun. After each elimination, players in the front are slowed down a bit, so the field gets closer, tension's kept up. Plus bigger normal racing tournaments over the whole season with Global Mass Race. So something kind of like the Steep World Cup,
Steep World Tour,
Free World Tour, one of those things. He's going to add the Funky of Paraglider, with which you can do tricks, and finally many new mass races and also new normal events focused on a lot of racing and really cranking up the energy.
I'm surprised how metered all of these responses have been. We're starting to see some trends here. We're starting to see paraglides. We're starting to see water sports. We're starting to see, wanting skateboards, wanting roller skates, something, longboards, more of that. Really interesting. I didn't think we were going to get a ton of data out of this, but just from the first half, and we're going to hit our 5th rider here in just a second. This is interesting. I really like the trends that we're seeing here. Jaden's going to wrap up this week's main topic and the front 5 for the for our form here with year 2, season 1, Trick Mayhem. This main focus is going to be all about tricks battles with more trick style funkies. So more funkies that are geared towards, those crazy tricks. And then season 1 other would be new tricks, battle maps, and overhaul to the mode systems and fixing the mode. So really just diving into tricks battle, fixing it and juicing it up, giving us more to work with, bigger maps, bigger events, and just making tricks battle what it deserves to be. And that's just an absolute monster.
Yeah, and I know a lot of competitive players wanted tweaks to Tricks battles, so this might actually bring a lot of people back. And he only did the season 1 on this, which is perfectly fine too. There were several, I think, in the rest of them that also did that. So yeah, like you said, there were a lot of similar things going in between the seasons that players were wanting. And most of these, I'd say, pretty realistic with what they could deliver in a season, or at least most of it.
Yeah, no, I think Gunny hit it on the head. I think we need to double the size of this map. I think we need 80 new events, and that all needs to come out in like a 4-month gap next year. And if they don't do that, I'm quitting the game and I'm never playing it ever again. Thank you to so much. Thank you to everyone who has submitted to this forum. If you haven't heard your name, don't worry. We're going to get to you next week. I really enjoyed this, and like you just said, really, really enjoyed seeing all of these trends and the trending topics surrounding the year 2 Riders Republic season pass. So we're going to move on with today's episode, and we will be back next week with those back 5. Kicking off the Riders Roundup this week, none other. He's here. It's Monkey D. Tony on BMX, that BMX stunt montage GOAT, greatest of all time, kicking it off hard with season 4.
Yes, Monkey D. Tony finally back, and he is showing that he has not missed a beat here with the BMX. I love the cinematics that he started off with, too. Seems like a lot of these edits have really added in those little cinematic overviews of Area 52, and it's a beautiful place to see.
I see you with that holographic backpack as well. Go check out Monkey D. Tony over on YouTube. Make sure you subscribe over there.
We also have an insane BMX montage coming from Zerk Gets Focused. This one also taking place at the beginning at Area 52. Rocking the X Games jacket. So maybe he's hoping to see a little bit of X Games action here with BMX, and I would be okay with that.
Steezy, breezy, beautiful. Zerk is coming in with the quickness with this edit. I mean, it is all over the place. I wonder if this is Zerk Gets Focused, what is Zerk unfocused? I'm almost scared to ask, and I don't even know if I want to see it. This is gold.
And did you see that third person camera? He used someone else to film him with the fisheye lens to make it like a street edit. Yeah, he's using some tricks.
They're getting slick with it. Speaking of getting slick with it, Kenobi throwing it down with the cleanest BMX clips in Riders Republic. Another insane montage. What an insane bike with those red and blue wheels on there. I haven't gotten that one yet, probably because I'm just not good.
Yeah, it's a pretty bike to look at. And gorgeous. I don't think we've seen Kenobi before unless he went through a name change or it's been a while. But yeah, welcome. Definitely need to see more with the things he's pulling off here on the BMX. He's just going crazy.
Yeah, some massive sends, some massive plans along this one. Go and check them out. This one is a super quick, super energetic edit. And like Mitch said, cannot wait for more. Holy crap, at 1 minute and 5 seconds, he's just go check it out. Just go check it out. I don't get it. This is a lot. Wow.
And finally, we have Gunny Guns back from a little bit of a break, almost 2 months, but it seems like the BMX brought him back. So he'll be playing in the outro because he has a 7-minute long BMX edit.
Thank you so much to everyone who submitted clips for this week's Riders Roundup. If you have some content that you would like us to showcase on next week's episode, you can submit your videos and your links to on self-promo. Wow, I really botched it. It was going so well. You can head to the Nick and Mitch Discord server and find the self-promo channel where you can drop your links there. Wow. Holy crap. Just shot it right in the face. Hopefully we can get this outro in 1 or 2 breaths. Thank you so much for joining us for episode 45 of our first 100 guaranteed episodes of the Riders Report. Wow.
Yes. Wow. I'm proud of you for making it through. Very special thanks goes out to our YouTube members, of course, our executive producers, Bone Crusher 2D, Coach 34, and my mom, our co-producers, Fans, and Fans Plus. If you want to help support the channel, you can just become a member, hit join down below, get early access to the show, some of our other videos, sneak peeks at TFG intro edits, emojis, badges, members only video, and a bunch more.
I need Zerk to teach me how to get focused because sometimes it's just not there. You can also just subscribe to the channel for completely free. If you don't feel like joining with a monetary donation every month, you can just hit subscribe for 100% zero money down to catch all of our wonderful Riders Republic content, including this show right here, which drops every Wednesday, 9 a.m. Eastern, and our X Games style competition series, the Tartiflet Games Director Mode, coming to a screen near you sometime in October after we set the date. More on that in a week to come. Thank you so much for joining us for episode 45 of the Riders Report. We'll be back next week, same place, same time for another one. We'll run it back then. I'm Nick.
And I'm Mitch.
And we'll see yins on the slopes.